Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jonathan Heath, and now I am going to take the time to show you a recent project I'm working on. Right now in Unity, I'm currently working on the process of making a new level slash. I'm going to be telling stories of real life, utilizing Unity to animate these in a cutscene format like you would see in a video game. For the first story I'm going to be telling, I am taking the excuse me, the setup of this gas station representing a location that I work at currently. And I will tell the interesting stories of the stuff that I have seen, hopefully in a comedic way, by using this as the prop set. Now, I have modeled this not completely like it's lined up at where I work, which is probably a good thing. But it definitely has, excuse me, what I would call a lot of similarities. Now, I will be recording, hopefully, the audio for the first episode. I'm going to be writing the script soon. I'll be recording the audio for it in the not too distant future. Now, I have not made a perfect camera yet, which is why I'm going to be showing it off right now in the developer or in the Unity editor. In the future, I will be showing it off in. I will be showing it off in as a build, as a game build with a camera. I have currently not recorded a camera to utilize for this yet. I just have this first person camera currently in the game. And the camera's pretty well set up, but I don't want to use this camera. It turns out my thought process of using it was not a good one. Or my original idea was to use a first person camera, but as I've been creating the cutscene and getting certain angles, I think I'll have better luck getting the angles and the location and the exact view that I want by manually setting the camera in different locations and setting up different ways. I'm going to be fooling around with the camera currently, which is why, once again, I am recording this as an example right now. And I should have checked something before I continued this part, but hopefully I'll review this before I post it on YouTube. But anyway, let me go ahead and show you what I currently have right now. Um, Two main people I know who are going to be seeing this. One was number one is the person that I wish to do the graphic design for the logo of this gas station of this channel, known as Non Descript. That is the name I wish to go with, and the art in which I am looking for is something that goes with what you're seeing in this video now. Make it look as if it's meant to be there, so to speak, as if it was the logo for a store of some type, but make it show off the symbol of nondescript, which is what we're going with. And uh, the interesting the reason I came up with that name is because, out of respect of my current employer, I am not mentioning the name of the gas station that I currently work at. I am also not mentioning any person's real name in this stream, and everything will be anonymous. And right now, that logo right here is the only name brand that I have in it right now, and that's mostly a placeholder. In the official product, I intend to replace that in the not too distant future. However, I'm a big fan of Back Rifle Coffee. I am a fellow veteran myself, so God bless them, and hopefully we'll be ready in the future. But as you can see, everything is nonchalantly just plain old, plain brand, store brand stuff, so to speak. And that's nondescript. So with that in mind, hopefully the individual who's doing my art gets an idea of what I'm looking for. I'll be posting you a link once this is on YouTube. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and watch the animated cutscene, and I'll maneuver the editor around as I need to show off what we're talking about. Hope I sound okay. This is my new Elgato Wave headset. And I think it sounds quite good. It's worth the money, but it's definitely more of a challenge for me to get these settings correct, so please bear with me if my settings or what I sound like is not what I will sound like in the future. I don't know how to put it. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and press play on Timeline. I'm using Timeline to animate this, and all the models are created in a program on Steam called, I think it's Fuse or Views. It is called... It's on Steam, and it's called Fuse, F-U-S-E. It's a general program which has multiple already pre-made faces and different variations. Basically, a toned-down model creator. I have limited skill in Blender, and I have no actual, how would I put it, 3D animation skills, so I also make most of my animations in Mixamo, as well as rig the players for animation in Mixamo, another common program. But anyway, I'm talking long enough, let's go ahead and get started. I animated the door opening myself. That was fun and interesting, and his running animation was created by Mixamo, and I've learned to loop it. Still needs work, as you can see. This is just a prototype, just a little beta, and you're gonna see a really weird one. He slides over and then stands there for a while, and then I make the coffee that was in the machine disappear and the one in his hand appear, but then he stands idle, so I'll need to speed this portion up in the future, or make him start his turn sooner than just now, and as you can see, it skips a few frames, so I will definitely need to do that. Next, he walks over to the snack station, and once again, I animated him trying to, him grabbing the sandwich. I'll have to fix the timing of it where the sandwich appears in his hand. And here comes a glitch that I found out when I was working. So I was modifying his hands to put the items down on the counter. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but you see where the sandwich and the coffee appeared on the counter. I'm probably going to move those two prompts to the adjacent side just because of the way the animation ended. That's something in the future. The next issue I've noticed that I'll be correcting too is there's too much idle time right here. Too much time of us both staring at each other and nothing happening. This would be boring for anybody watching a video. For 2.5 minutes, the only thing that happens is the clerk goes into an idle pose while the other dude who's posing, and I'm having problems fixing his arms because I animated his arms to put the coffee down, and then for this 2.5 minutes, his arms are in a weird half-animated state. I'll have to figure out what happened there. But in the future, in the final project, let's put it that way, I will be removing some, I will hopefully remove some of this idle time right here. I literally timed it's about 2.5 minutes of idle time, so I'm going to speed through this portion, which is something I will not be able to do when I'm recording, or I'll have to edit that portion out. But the next thing he does is I had him walk over to the microwave, and then I once again animated. Let me turn the lights off so you can see this. I animated. Turn the gizmo off too. There we go. But once again, probably a little bit on the not the greatest but he walks to the microwave and puts it into the microwave, and the microwave closes. That one turned out better than the first, and that's one I did as well. So that one turned out better, but it still needs work. And I'll have to put in another animation of perhaps of him grabbing his sandwich as he walks away. So now here's what I did as a developer, as a designer. After he walks out of the store, which now I realize is a lot slower than it should be. After he walks out of the store, and you see him run away. Now, walk out here. This is not the same model idling. This is actually a different model idling. Excuse me. Didn't mute in time. I completely took a different model here. So there's Mr. Sony 1. This is Mr. Sony 2. It was easier to animate two models for two different parts of the video than it was going to be for the cutscene instead of animating the same model twice. I tried that later in the future. So anyway, he sits out here for a while, and I'm probably going to move. You're going to see where the cops spawn. I'm going to probably modify where they come out of in the not-too-distant future, because that was definitely a little bit on the too far side. It shouldn't have spawned right in the middle, and now I'm going to have to, I already see an issue, I'm going to fix that now. The second cop should have spawned at the same time. But I must have adjusted something. In this particular scene, the cops are talking to him, and then one of them walks in, and in the particular real-life story, that police officer asked, "Do you want this man trespassed?" I said yes. So then after they walk outside, he comes back up to him, demanding to come back in because he wanted to buy cigarettes. I forgot to buy him when he came in the first time before he started giving me problems, and he came in. So then he argues with the cops, and as he's arguing with the cops are explaining, no, you can't go back into the store. He literally was about ready to buck up and pick a fight with them in the particular situation. So that's what this animation represents, is him trying to argue about wanting to go back inside, and the cops saying, no, you can't. You can't go back inside. Man, this is baloney. Or he probably said something a lot less clean than baloney, if you get what I'm saying. Or, man, this is baloney, and I didn't say baloney. And then, same thing. I'll make the car show up, probably appear later. That was a little bit too soon. But the car then shows up. And in the real-life story, I do not know exactly what happened. Did this woman that's about to show up, did she show up when the cops were talking to him? Or was she in the store? I don't remember seeing her in the store at first. So, but either way, the cops realized that she was under the influence, and for safety reasons, they did not want her to get behind her vehicle. And this is, of course, horrible animating the vehicle. I might have to fix that. But she pops out. And in the situation, cops come up and ask, this is a little fast. The cops came up. In real life, the cops talked to her for a little bit. And then same thing as before. One of the police officers walked into the store and asked me if she could stay, keep her car on the property. So I said yes. I think I would have been, in my opinion, really messed up if I said no. So I said yes in this situation. So after some, as I would put it, and that was horrible, after some convincing, she agrees to leave, and she leaves the vehicle. Then the cops walk away. Now this is not where the story ends. I see now as I'm recording this, there's a lot of things that I can cut out or speed up. And maybe slow down. She drunk walked really fast in that one. Whoopsie. But that is a good drunk walk. I'll have to reuse that animation. But later, in the future, she comes up with a friend, with a friend. She comes back drunk. She comes back with a friend that is possibly drunk, and an old woman, an older friend, and her husband, and her son. So, while she's drunk, and that I'm gonna have to fix that too. She meets up with somebody that she may know. This dude, oh boy, I cannot get a complete read on him. He's like a troublemaker, but lazy, and it's just what it describes. But anyway, other lady walks in. She's Later she tells me she wasn't drunk in this particular situation. The old lady represented by the orange shirt woman, but for the purpose of the story, she was possibly drunk. And I just realized that his cup is in the hand. Let me go back to that. All right, where he's walking in. Where he's walking in this particular situation, he already has his soda cup in his hand. He's supposed to grab that later, but I haven't. I'll have to deactivate it in the not too distant future and reactivate it at the proper points. But needless to say, he's takes it in. But they eventually come inside. And once again, she stumbles in around and to and from. She's an annoying woman. And she starts the original drunk lady starts talking to the friend in the thingy. The man. Yeah, the man, that's what I meant. And later, he's grabbing candy from this aisle. I remember that he always gets candy at times. She grabs a doggone rose. Once again, this trick is used where if I know somebody has an item in their hand, I have one already paired to their hand as a child, and then I'll activate it as needed. And in that one, I'll need to deactivate it or activate it at a different point. Dude over here, see how he now has the candy bar in his hand? That's using that trick where I'm activating stuff in their hands. Soon I'm going to be, and recently I'm going to be animating him more because I'm going to need to take him, the representation of the clerk, who conveniently was me in these stories, and I'm going to have to animate him, moving around to different locations of the store, especially in this next part because they wanted sandwiches and there were sandwiches in here. And then they decided not to get sandwiches, and it's one big heck of a fiasco that I'm trying to tell in a unique comedic way. So that, my friends, at this current moment is the current state of my new project. It's not much to look at now, but very soon it will be something fantastic. So anyway, for those interested who wanted to see something of what I'm currently working on, this is what I have right now. And within the next couple weeks, I will hopefully have the animations done. I'm going to be writing the script very soon, and then I'll be auto-recording it, more than likely using a different recording studio. I'm figuring out stuff as I go. But the person who's doing my art, I hope this helps to give you an idea what I'm looking for in terms of the graphic design of the logo and the name of my new channel, Non Descript. And anybody else that sees this video, I'd love to hear what you think of it. This is a challenge, and perhaps in the future I will also add a tutorial on how to activate or how I do stupid things or certain things. Nonetheless, thank you to anybody who's watching this, and thank you for assisting me in becoming a better creator, and I hope this brought you some enjoyment or some interest. Thank you for giving up your good time, your early time to take the time and watch this video, even though this is only a prototype, only a sample of what I'm doing. But I hope those gives you an idea of what I'm going for. Once again, thank you for your time, and please have a good day.